If you're a developer and you haven't tried Cursor yet, you've almost certainly heard about it. It's one of the most talked about AI code editors of the last 2 years, built on top of VS Code, with an annualized revenue north of $2 billion dollars and over 1 million daily active users. But popular doesn't automatically mean right for you. So in this video, I'm breaking down exactly what Cursor is, walking through the core features, giving you the honest pros and cons based on real developer feedback. Not just the marketing page, covering the pricing in detail, because this is where a lot of people get caught off guard, and telling you exactly who this tool is a good fit for and who should stick with something else. Let's get into it. What is Cursor? Cursor is an AI native code editor built by a company called AnySphere. It's forked from VS Code, so if you've used VS Code before, the interface will feel immediately familiar. Same layout, same extension ecosystem, same keyboard shortcuts. What's different is that AI isn't bolted on as a plugin, it's built into the core of the editor. It gives you access to multiple frontier models inside one interface, Claude, GPT, Gemini, and others, so you're not locked into a single AI provider. It understands your entire code base, not just the file you have open, which means it can reference functions and logic from other parts of your project when it suggests or writes code. The pitch is simple. Instead of switching between your editor and a chat window to ask an AI for help, Cursor puts the AI directly where you're working with full context of what you're building. That's the theory. Let's look at what's actually inside. Features walkthrough. 1. Tab completion. Smart autocomplete that predicts your next edit based on what you just changed, not just what's on the current line. This is the feature most people use constantly without even thinking about it. 2. Composer/multi-file editing. Instead of editing one file at a time, you can describe a change and have it applied across multiple files in your project simultaneously. This is one of Cursor's signature features. 3. Agent mode. This is the big one for 2026. Agent mode can plan a task, write the code, run tests, and fix errors on its own. More like an autonomous engineer than a suggestion tool. Background agents can even work on tasks while you do something else. 4. Codebase-aware chat. You can drag and drop files or specs directly into a chat panel, and the AI uses that as context for the conversation. Genuinely useful when you're pulling in a spec doc or a related file mid-conversation. 5. Model choice. You're not stuck with one AI. You can pick between different frontier models depending on the task, some better for reasoning, some faster for quick edits. 6. In-editor PR review and MCP support. Cursor can review pull requests directly in the editor and connect to external tools and data sources through MCP, so it's not limited to just what's in your local project. 7. Privacy mode. Your code isn't stored or used to train models, which matters if you're working on anything proprietary or client-owned. That's a genuinely deep feature set. Now let's talk about whether it holds up in daily use. The pros of pro number 1, migration is painless because it's built on VS Code. Switching over takes almost no adjustment. Your extensions, shortcuts, and workflow mostly carry over as is. Pro number 2, genuine full code base understanding. This isn't just marketing language. Reviewers consistently confirm Cursor references logic across your whole project, not just the open file, which noticeably improves suggestion quality on larger code bases. Pro number 3, agent mode is a real productivity unlock. For repetitive tasks, writing tests, generating documentation, refactoring, background agents can genuinely work in parallel while you focus on something else. Pro number 4, multi-model flexibility. Being able to pick the model for the task instead of being locked into one provider is something most competitors don't offer at this level. Pro number 5, strong track record with professional developers. Independent review sites report high satisfaction scores, and G2 users specifically highlight the drag and drop context feature and the clean chat and editor integration. That's the strong side. Now for where it gets messier. The cons. Con number 1, the pricing model changed and not everyone's happy about it. In June 2025, Cursor moved from a simple request-based limit to usage-based credit billing. That shift caused real friction in the community, and it's part of why competitors like Windsurf started gaining traction. The value gap became more noticeable once unlimited feeling requests became metered credits. Con number 2, surprise overage costs. Once you go beyond your plan's included credit pool, extra usage on premium models gets billed separately based on the model's API cost. Multiple reviewers specifically flag this as the single biggest source of unexpected bills. You can burn through your included amount faster than you'd expect on a big refactor. Con number 3, rate limits hit harder than people assume. Even on the Pro plan, heavy composer or agent use can hit limits well before the month is over. One developer on Reddit summed it up bluntly. Pro hit its limits after around 50 heavy composer sessions in a single day, sending them back to a free tool for the rest of the day. Con number 4, it's not for non-coders. Despite the AI doing a lot of the heavy lifting, you still need to be able to read and understand the code it produces. If you can't catch its mistakes, it will make them. And reviewers are consistent on this point. Con number 5, performance issues on larger code bases. Some users report UI lag, slower indexing, and occasional crashes once a project gets big enough. For a tool that's supposed to be fast and lightweight, that's a legitimate weak point. Con number 6, customer support is inconsistent. Multiple reviews flag support as a weak point, slow or absent responses, and community forum complaints about issues going unaddressed. Con number 7, the interface can feel cluttered. With AI buttons, sidebars, and chat panels all competing for space, some users find the UI busier than a traditional editor, especially early on. Con number 8, trust took a hit in 2025. There was a widely reported incident where Cursor's AI refused to generate code for a user and told them to learn programming instead. It wasn't the norm, but it did raise real questions about reliability and how these agentic features behave under edge cases. So, a genuinely powerful tool used by real professional developers at scale, but with real pricing friction, real performance limits, and a support experience that doesn't always match the price tag. Pricing breakdown. Cursor currently runs 6 tiers: hobby, free, limited completions and slower requests, good for evaluation, not for daily driving. Pro, $20 per month includes a pool of credits equal to your subscription price for premium models, plus unlimited tab completion and auto mode. Pro Plus, around $60 per month, for people consistently blowing past Pro's included credits. Ultra, around $200 per month for the heaviest users. Teams, $40 per user per month, with pooled usage and admin controls. Enterprise custom pricing with SSO, audit logs, and priority support. The catch across every paid tier. Once you go past your included credit pool by manually selecting premium models, you're billed extra based on that model's actual API cost. The advice from experienced users is consistent. Track your usage for the first week before deciding whether Pro is enough or whether you'll need Pro Plus to avoid constant overage charges. How does Cursor compare to alternatives? Against GitHub Copilot, Cursor offers deeper code-based context and multi-file editing, but Copilot is cheaper at $10 per month and integrates more naturally if you're already living inside a GitHub-centric workflow. Against Windsurf, which sits at $15 per month, Windsurf became the go-to recommendation in Cursor's own community after the 2025 pricing change. Not because Cursor got worse, but because the value gap between $15 and $20 closed once effective usage per dollar dropped. Against Claude Code, the comparison is different. Claude Code is more of a terminal-based agent than a full editor replacement, and many developers actually run both. Cursor for everyday editing, Claude Code for deep, complex refactoring sessions. Who is Cursor actually for? Cursor is a good fit if you already know how to code and can review AI-generated output critically. You work on small to mid-size code bases where multi-file context genuinely helps. You want the flexibility of choosing between multiple frontier models. You're willing to monitor your usage to avoid overage surprises. Cursor is probably not a good fit if You're a complete beginner who can't yet catch mistakes in generated code. You're extremely price sensitive and don't need multi-file agent features. You work primarily in massive enterprise-scale code bases where performance lag becomes a daily annoyance. You need consistently fast, reliable customer support. So that's Cursor, genuinely one of the strongest AI code editors on the market in 2026, built on a foundation real developers trust, but with a credit-based pricing model that can quietly cost more than the sticker price suggests, and some real rough edges around performance and support. If you want to try it, the link's in the description. And if this kind of honest tool breakdown is useful to you, subscribe, because I'm covering more of these every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.